Hello everyone, welcome back to another video on SirenSharp. Today we're going to be going over the latest update and we're going to be using it with LVC Fleet to get Sirens working in game. So the latest update is version 0.3. The new features in this update is I completely rewrote this in a new framework, so hopefully it looks a little bit better and is easy to use. So as always, to start, head to the link in the description to get to the GitHub, head over to the releases page. We're going to grab the latest version here. You can grab the RAR or the zip. I've got WinRAR, so I'm going to grab the RAR and just save that to your downloads. Let me grab this over here. Once you've got it downloaded, extract it, and in the folder you'll see the README, the application itself, and the version number. So we're going to open up the application. Can close this down. And as you can see, it looks a little bit different to how it used to in previous versions, and that's for two main reasons. The reason number one is we have now support for multiple AWCs. So what that means, if you don't know what an AWC is, it's essentially just a folder that holds sounds. So instead of being limited to one list of sounds like you were in the previous version, you can now have many different lists. The second thing that's new is a new project system. So as you can see, I'll open up an old project like this one. And as you can see, it's got the Sirens and the AWCs saved here with all the configuration for them. So I'll just open up we'll just start a new project, sorry. And we'll call this one SirenSharp tutorial. And you'll notice that by default it's going to save it into this directory. Now this directory is a new directory that'll be in your local app data. So user, app data, local, and then SirenSharp. And this will have projects and resources in it by default. Obviously you can specify where you'd like to put it, but for now we're just going to put it in here. So hit create. The first thing you want to do is create a new AWC, as you see over here. And I'm going to call the first one police. This is going to be for police sirens. I'm going to create a new one, and the second one's going to be for ambulance. This is going to be for ambulance sirens. Cool. So once you've got your AWC set up, head over to the Siren tab here, and there's two ways of creating new sirens in SirenSharp. So you can either hit the new, which will create one, then you have to assign the file manually, or if we hit import WAV, we can import bulk WAVs. Now I've got this set up already, so we're in the police one, so I'll grab my police sirens. These are just text-to-speech sirens of what it says. So this one's police. It says police horn. This one says police. Just so it's easy to understand what's going on. As you can see, it's selected the file and the siren name by default. Make sure that you name these correctly. SirenSharp will tell you if it's not named correctly. It'll say name can't include spaces or name can't be empty. So that's good. We'll import our ambulance ones now. So you hit import WAV again, and I'll go back, import the ambulance ones, and hit open. Cool, now that we've got our sirens, we'll head to the Tools tab and hit Generate FiveM Resource. Now this window will allow you to create a FiveM resource on the fly for it. So my resource name, we'll call this one tutorial sirens. And the DLC name, this needs to be, it's got to be a simple name. This is what GTA will use to load it in, but it can't be one of the already existing GTA DLCs, and it can't be the same DLC if you want to have multiple different resources with SirenSharp. So DLC now I'm just going to call it tutorial underscore sirens. Once again, it won't let you include spaces and it won't let it be empty. So just make sure that everything's good to go. And it's going to put it in your local app data again. I'm just going to let it put it there for now. Okay, so if we come in here and we head to resources, we see tutorial siren. I actually call it tutorial siren. I want to call it tutorial sirens. There we go. As you can see, it's got the FX manifest, it's got the actual AWCs, and then it's got some data to help the game load them. Cool. So what you're going to do now is head over to your FiveM server. I've got my one here, and just copy that resource that we just created into here. Awesome. So that's the SirenSharp part done. Now we'll go on to LVC Fleet. So I'm just going to download the resource from their repo, so you guys can follow along from a fresh start. Let me just extract it over here. Okay, so this is what was extracted. As you can see, it's got all the things in it. Now, I'm pretty sure it's a requirement that you have to call this LVC underscore fleet. I'm pretty sure that the game requires you to do that. Now, once we've got our resources like that, we're just going to head to the server and start it up. And I'll quickly just load up my txadmin. Okay, so the server's booting up. I'm just going to load up FiveM and I'll be back when the game's loaded up. Alright, so once we're in game, we've got a little bit of configuration to do with LVC Fleet. So I'm just going to open up the resource in VS Code so I can work with it. The first thing you're going to do is head to the settings tab and change your community ID. Now you'll need to set this to something 4 to 6 characters. It just needs to be different from other servers so that players don't have interfering keybinds. The other thing you want to do is set up your VCFs, so I'm going to do that quickly. So if you don't know what a VCF is, it's just a profile for Sirens that you can apply to different vehicles. So I'm going to quickly set up a police VCF and an ambulance VCF. Ambulance. And then in our VCF assignments, we're going to want to set which vehicles use which VCFs. So for this tutorial, I'm just going to do the normal police car. This has to be in all caps as well, by the way. And I'm going to set that to number 2. There we go, number 2. The reason I'm going to do that is from top to bottom. This is the first VCF, second, third, and so on down the list. I'm also going to set up an ambulance vehicle, so I'll do that quickly. It's going to be using the third one, and it's going to be Ambulan. The reason it's Ambulan is because this is used as game names, not spawn names from the vehicles. So make sure you're using the game name of the vehicle. What you're going to do after that is quickly create your sirens.lua file. You don't have to call it sirens.lua, but I have to call it that so I know where to find it. And we're going to do 2 things in here. We're going to request request script audio bank. No, script audio bank. There we go. And the first parameter for this is going to be so DLC underscore and then the name of the DLC that you put in the generator. So ours was tutorial underscore sirens and then double backslash and then the AWC you want to load. Once again, the AWC is police here. So I'm going to do police and then the second parameter just false. I'm going to copy and paste that down so I can do it for ambulance as well. Ambulance. Cool. And once we've done that, make sure you add it to your fx manifest.lua. So I'll quickly just add it here, sirens.lua, so that it actually gets loaded by FiveM. And then we're just going to create our VCF. So I'm just going to copy and paste here twice. And I'm going to call this one police and this one ambulance. Cool. Open up your VCF. The first thing you need to do is change the faction. As far as I'm aware, the faction is the identifier. So I'm just going to call this one police and this one I'm going to call ambulance. Awesome. Now in the police one, so we have a couple of fields here. So we've got string, ref, and bank. And this is where we'll configure which sirens to use for each siren. So for our first one, which is going to be the horn, we called it police underscore horn. So set this to police underscore horn. This one here is the whale. I called mine police underscore whale. Next one, police yelp. Yelp. And then I called my last one police piercer. So police piercer. Next up is the ref. Now the ref is going to be the AWC name. So in this case, police underscore sound set, just like that. This is going to be the same for all of them, so you can just copy that down. And then the bank is going to be what we put in here. So for police, it's going to be this one. So I'll put this in the bank for all these ones. And the next thing to remember to do is to disable local override. What this will do is if it can't load the sirens, or even if it can, it will override it with these ones. So make sure you set this to false. We're going to do the same for the ambulance. Quickly set that to false so I don't forget. And then we're going to set up our ambulance one. So this is ambulance underscore horn. That's what I called mine. Let me just get rid of these spaces so it's easier to see. And then we'll do ambulance underscore whale. For this one, ambulance underscore yelp. And this one was ambulance underscore piss, just like police. A ref again is just going to be the AWC name underscore sound set, just like that. Copy this one down because it's the same. And then once again, the bank, we grab this from here. Copy this one and paste it in the bank. Cool. Let me just check if we've got everything. Yep, looks good. Okay, so we're going to head in game. First thing you want to do is make sure you ensure the Sirens resource. So ensure tutorial Sirens, I think we called it. Yep, and then going to I'll quickly just refresh so we can ensure LVC fleet. Perfect. So that should be everything, I think. So we're going to try spawn a car in. Try the police first. Let's see if it works.
Police whale. Police whale.
So
police
the whale.
Police yell. Police yell.
Yelp.
Police piercer. Police
Piercer.
Police horn. Police horn.
And the horn. So that's the police car working good. Now let's see if the ambulance works as well.
Ambulance whale. Ambulance whale.
Ambulance whale.
Ambulance yell. Ambulance yell.
Ambulance yell.
Ambulance piercer.
Ambulance piercer.
Ambulance horn. Ambulance horn.
And the horn. I'm not sure if you can hear those. I'll try boost it in editing so you can hear it. But yeah, it looks like everything's working. If this tutorial helped you, drop a like on the video. Make sure you also join the Discord for updates and support. If you've got any issues, please feel free to reach out to me or leave a comment down below. I'm currently working on a SirenSharp wiki if you need a written tutorial, so also stay tuned for that. Don't forget to check out the docs and the Discord for LVC Fleet as well if you need any help with that. They're very helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.